Listen to what Gideon's idol-worshipping father said. Would you plead for Baal? Would you save him? Let the one who would plead for him be put to death by morning. If he is a god, let him plead for himself, because his altar has been torn down. Video number 9. The conversion story of the leader of Medina and the story of Gideon. One of the more interesting stories in the early history of Islam is the conversion of Ammar ibn al-Jamuh, the leader of Medina. It was called Yasrib in those days. As a typical wealthy idolater, he had a wooden idol made for his home. He perfumed it and decorated it. Unknown to him, his wife and sons were converts to Islam. And with help, the sons made an attack on their father's idol. While he slept, they threw it on the trash heap outside. Their angry father retrieved it, and being unable to find out who had treated it so badly, he hung a sword around the neck of the wooden idol, while apologizing to it for it being thrown out. That night, however, the daring boys again raided the home shrine and not only threw the idol on the trash heap, but also tied a dead dog around its neck, where the sword had been. There are several versions of this story, but in each, Ammar is confronted with the solemn thought that if the idol were really a god, it could defend itself. A god does not need a man to defend it. Of course, the idol was only wood and could not defend itself, so it did need help. And when Ammar stopped helping it, it remained on the trash heap. A similar story, but 2,000 years older, is found in the record of the life of Gideon. When this great prophet began his work, he was called by God's angel to destroy a family idol. And this he did by night. So Gideon took 10 men from among his servants and did as the Lord had said to him. But because he feared his father's household and the men of the city too much to do it by day, he did it by night. Judges 6:27. When the men of the city discovered that Gideon had destroyed their altar, they were ready to put him to death. They came to kill him, but were stopped by the words of the man who had built the idol. Listen to what Gideon's idol-worshipping father said. Would you plead for Baal? Would you save him? Let the one who would plead for him be put to death by morning. If he is a god, let him plead for himself, because his altar has been torn down. Therefore on that day he called him Jerubbaal, saying, Let Baal plead against him, because he has torn down his altar. Judges 6:31-32. This logic is foolproof. Not only did Ammar and Gideon's father use it, but in the American Revolution, Benjamin Franklin used it also. He wrote, When a religion is good, I conceive it will support itself, and when it does not support itself so that its professors are obliged to call for the help of the civil power, it is a sign, I apprehend, of its being a bad one. This idea is what allowed the United States to grow quickly into the world's most powerful nation. Almost all the founders came from countries with strong religious laws to protect the religion of the ruling party. In some countries, Catholicism was protected. In others, it was Anglicanism. In others, it was Calvinism. And today in China, it is Buddhism. In some parts of India, it is Hinduism. And in the Muslim countries it is Islam. And in all of these cases, Whether Christian or Buddhist or Hindu or Islam, such laws are an insult to religion. They virtually say, the faith of the believers is not strong enough to survive questions. But, if God cannot or will not protect a religion by his mighty power, then why should you believe in it? Do not religious laws come with the same spirit that made Armor angry when his idol was defiled? Was not Gideon's father correct when he asked the people to let Baal take care of himself? And if an idol should be asked to care for itself, we are not being disrespectful to let God protect his own religion. These ideas were hard for people to accept in the American Revolution, but they are worthy of considering. Only freedom of religion allows people to worship God as they truly believe is the right way without suffering persecution. In our next video we will look briefly at what the apostles said about God's relation to earthly governments.